I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think. And you know me, I don't deal well. Cassandra knows it. People know it. I don't deal well with stress. So I was a mess. I was a mess. I was trying to figure out what to do first. The first thing was, okay, I can't call my dad until this is resolved. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I was about to call my dad. I'm like, no. I'm going out tonight, and this is gonna be a problem. So then I'm like, okay. Whatever the case may be, and they're super religious, and then they just know the wedding day, but don't actually know the marriage. Shots fired. Just saying.
Or are you talking about?
I'm talking about certain Haitian people that just want to get married for a day and forget they have a lifetime to go. Facts. Let's not deny that. This is the power circle.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm a villain now. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of y'all get stuck into engagements. You don't even know your best friend's favorite color. That's true. You know how many of these people get married in the churches?
And she went on Snapchat and she wrote a big paragraph, basically like roasting them and saying like, oh, like honestly, like I don't care that you did this, but for the other people who actually have lived in abuse, like, thank you, like, good job.
Now I have a reason to finally delete my Snapchat.
Yeah. Power Circle is Power Circle, my goodness, what an entrance into my first or second solo podcast. Power is everywhere, why not talk about it? Power Circle Season 2, Episode 10. I'm Cassidy. As you can see, I'm by myself right now. Reggie ran into a little situation on St. Patty's Day. I'm gonna leave him to explain if he wants to explain once he gets here. But we have a really good episode this week. For Flashback, we're going to talk about daylight savings. We survived week 1. I'm actually pretty impressed at how my week ended. I think I did pretty well. We're going to talk about how to get away with murder. I'm hoping Reggie gets here to talk about this with me because I can't do it by myself. Tino is not up to date, anyways. Stephen Hawking passed, and workers at McDonald's are quitting everywhere. Flop star of the week this week is going to O.J. Simpson. For Hot Topics, we're going to talk about Moi de la Francophonie. It's my turn to talk about the person I chose. We're going to talk about how a lot of relationships are ending lately. We're going to talk about O.J. Simpson and his lost confession. Snapchat is in hot water, and how DJ Envy walked out of his own interview. We're going to have our relationship question from Out of the Box this week, and we're going to end this episode with a reminder of our Nordique Spot contest. So for Flashback of the week, daylight savings. So it was Saturday into Sunday. For this, I was coming back from Vancouver, so it was brutal, right? Because of the time change and the time difference, and then right into the time change. The beginning of the week for me was really hard to wake up in the morning, I found, to go to work. By Friday, I felt like I was okay. I could get used to it. Like, I woke up no problem at 6 a.m. But earlier in the week, I felt like I had a little bit of issues waking up. I hate daylight savings. I hate it. I like when we gain the hour of sleep, But
instead of losing an hour.
It's so annoying. Like, I wish we could be in one of those countries. I'm not sure where it is in the world, but they don't have daylight savings. It's somewhere in Europe, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, so that's that. Stephen Hawking passed this week. I know of Stephen Hawking, I think, like, in a general sense. But I know of him also because he's in the Big Bang Theory sometimes. That's how I know of him. But I did read on him, and apparently, so this disease, Lou Gehrig, is a degenerative disease, and he got this, I think, around the age of 21.
Yeah.
So before that, he had somewhat of a normal life. It started around the age of 21, where his speech started degenerating. I think he would become more clumsy with time. So he's had this for years, and when the doctors diagnosed this for him, they gave him, I think, a lifespan of like 2 years. 2 years, and he died at 76. What is it? 76 years old. Yeah, 76 years old. So That's not for doctors, that's all I'm gonna say. What else? So workers at McDonald's are quitting all over the United States because, with this whole, there's a threat, well, I call it a threat, but I guess for small businesses it is, but the whole minimum wage increase freaked out a lot of business owners. And with time, they're starting to cut, but to cut, they have to compensate another way. And so McDonald's, I think, was one of the first places, I think in Ottawa anyways, where they had those machines where you can go and pre-order something. Mm-hmm. And with that, they cut like cashiers. And now they have this, but they also have an app. You can pre-order online or something, and you can go and like pick it up.
Oh my god!
But now the thing is, the workers are dealing with the ordering at the machine. I don't know how you call it, but that machine.
Yeah.
They're dealing with orders coming in, mobile orders coming in. They're dealing with people at drive-through, and they're dealing with people,
walk-ins.
That walk in. And so apparently, it's hard for them to keep up. The mobile ordering system apparently has a lot of glitches, and so it looks like the people at McDonald's are messing up, but really it's the glitches, and the management at McDonald's is not really taking into consideration that they have to look at the system, but they're blaming it on staff. Like, staff can't keep up. And some people are coming out and saying like, no, like, I'm gonna quit. Like, you don't pay me enough to deal with all of this. It's stressful. Like, they haven't really trained their workers with the upgrades that, So my thing is, if you're going to, upgrade your systems to better the quality of service, I think that you need to invest more time in training your staff in how to use these things. And I'm not saying like, okay, like on Sunday, everyone come in for 2 hours and we're going to show the entire staff how to use something. No, I mean like, it probably is going to be in groups, strategically in groups. And the first group that got the training are the ones that are going to have to deal with the mobile orders or whatever. And then group 2 goes in training, and then you do it gradually. And gradually everyone is going to know how to use something, as opposed to not giving them the training that they need and then like, dinging them for saying that they're not able to do their job right. So it's not happening in Canada yet. The article I read was from the Ottawa Citizen, but they were more talking about workers in the United States, like Detroit and other areas. But if it's happening, it's going to happen. So I mean, couple more months. So I'm saying, you know what? McDonald's in Canada, I think that they could learn from what their counterparts in the States are experiencing. So hopefully they're going to make things different here, but we'll see. And how to get away with murders. So unfortunately, Rich is not here to talk about this with me. But so this week, what did we see? So it was again super focused on Laurel's dad specifically.
Well, the mom too, actually. It was more the mom than the dad.
Because the mom went missing, right? The mom went missing. That lawyer, Tegan, her name, joins forces. We learn that at one point that she joins forces with Annalise. Am I going to say the situation, what the situation was for? Do I say it?
Yeah.
So basically this episode is about bringing Laurel's dad down for the Antares. So Tegan, if you watch the episode at the beginning, it looks like, when she tells Annalise to get out of her office, you really think, oh crap, like this is not Annalise, this is not going to work for Annalise. But at the end, you see that Tegan decides to join forces. I'm not going to say how, but they join force. Mr. Castillo goes down. Laurel gets her baby back. And someone is introduced at the end of the episode. Do I say who?
Well, we don't know who it is.
Well, do I say like who this person, like
your theory was it?
The theory? Do I say it?
Well, there's 2 theories. So I mean, if you want, you can say it then.
People who didn't watch, I'm sorry. So at the end, Frank goes to the university, he goes to campus, and it looks like he's signing up. And he's talking to someone, turns, and then you see it's a black dude, basically trying to hit on the admissions person. And you're trying to figure out, like, why is this person important, because Frank keeps looking at him. And then there's these screens that go from, you know, Frank to the kid to Annalise with Laurel's baby, super like the kid, Annalise, the kid, Annalise. So now you're thinking, okay, could this be Annalise's supposedly dead baby? Or towards the end, they're looking, Nate is looking at a folder, Bonnie's folder, and like I mean years back, her childhood, her situation, and then it says like child. What is it? What did it say?
Said DNA match something like child. Or
Yeah, something about a DNA match, child, something. So now you're thinking, because Bonnie too apparently had a kid, but did she have that kid with a black dude? Because the kid kind of looks like he's mulatto. So it leaves you to think, is it Annalise's kid? Is it Bonnie's kid? Who does this kid belong to? I kind of want it to be Annalise's.
I feel like it might be Annalise because at the end, Frank calls someone to be like happy times don't last long or something. The kid's here.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand how that would connect to Bonnie. Like, I feel like he might have been calling Bonnie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that has anything to do with Bonnie herself.
Yeah.
Because Frank was one who was contracted to kill Annalise's kid to begin with.
Yeah. So, I hope it's Annalise's. Because I feel like it's going to change everything, right? Because now, if it's her son, holy crap. Oh my God. But we'll see. So what else was there in this episode? There was that accident from last episode, the car accident. It kind of seemed like it was Bonnie, because I think Bonnie had a silver car too.
I told y'all it wasn't going to be Bonnie.
I was preparing myself mentally for it to be Bonnie, because I feel like Bonnie sometimes like digs herself in a hole. So I thought this might be her time. Other than that, I don't know if I'm going to say who it was. Should I say who it was?
No, they can do that to speculation, but what happened to Laurel near the end? Because you know how the episode was focused on like finding her mom, blah blah blah. Near the end, like Laurel takes her shower.
Yeah. So when Laurel she steps into the shower, and there are cuts on her arm, and it leads you to believe. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, is Laurel cutting herself? Because it looked like it could be she's cutting herself. But then you might think, because her mom's missing, did she have to do with her mom, something with her mom missing? Did she kill her mom? And are those like scars from like, you know, her mom resisting to whatever Laurel's doing to her? So there's that. I think she has something to do with her mom missing. I think that's what it is.
It might be because she was having dreams about it.
Yeah, she was having nightmares.
But then again, it could just might be that she's worried.
Yeah.
So
it could be that. And then there's Annalise obviously being super comfortable with the baby. I don't know what to think about this kid. So that was the last episode this season, right?
Yeah.
You can walk in, you know, on Breakfast Club, they just walk in and sit down. You can do that.
I am here. Powers everywhere. Why not talk about it?
I did that.
You already did.
Oh, you did that? I had a situation this morning. I almost got arrested. It was almost free Reggie. Yeah. I just want to say Service Ontario, Ogilvy Road. Janice, I might call my daughter after you. You saved me. So I am always on time when it comes to power struggles. Yes. And it is currently about 2:15, but in reality it was really 12:35. It is not even, it was 12:25. It's 12:25. I'm doing my little drive up to go park my car on Templeton, and I pass a car. I had my phone in my hand, so I let the phone go. So I'm like, shit. First thing I'm like, oh my God, my girlfriend's right. I should never be texting or holding my phone. But he comes in, hi, there's something wrong with your license. And me, I'm like, I go super, super white person. Oh my God, officer, really? Me? What's going on with my license? And then, can I have your insurance license? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, man, I should just left with Cass this morning. because I had to go get some stuff this morning because my cousin's here, and then we're gonna go to a gala, so I had to go get some few stuff. That's why I decided to drive. Usually I come with Cassandra, and pretty much the officer comes back. Your license is suspended because you have 2 convictions. And me, I'm like, what? I'm like, Kisa? So me, I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to think, and you know me, I don't deal well. Cassandra knows it, people know it. I don't deal well with stress. So I was a mess. I was trying to figure out what to do first. The first thing was, okay, I can't call my dad until this is resolved. So I'm like, I was about to call my dad, I'm like, no. I'm going out tonight and this is gonna be a problem. So then, I'm like, okay, officer, what convictions did I do? And then he's like, tell me why I shouldn't arrest you right now. Oh. And then me, I get emotional. I get so emotional. I'm like, I'm just a podcast host. I'm just a podcast host. I swear, like, I'm a great citizen. I never stole anything. The worst thing I've ever done in my life is eat candy inside Bug Barn. That is the worst thing I've ever done. I never steal. I never do anything. I just paid my taxes. And then he's like, and then I'm like, you sure this isn't my license? I swear to God, I paid my student loans every week. And he's like, yeah, your license is suspended. And I'm like, that makes no sense because I went to Service Ontario and I paid my tickets. And then they told me once those tickets for the license come in, I'll be able to pay because I lost the tickets where the cop stopped me and said, yeah, you have your speeding tickets. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, but officer, to my defense, I have my receipts right here. I went to Service Ontario. I have the tickets, but you didn't pay the most important tickets. I'm like, what's the difference? Like, yeah, because a cop gave you a ticket. That means you have to pay. Then I'm like, oh. So then I'm like, okay. What do? I called Cassandra at about 12:40. I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to go to Service Ontario to get my car back. I called my boy Cheetah. He's in Toronto and he was right at Auto U. He was at Moped C. Cheetah comes in. We're like, when I'm telling you, we're swerving, and I couldn't drive, eh? So me, I'm there. I'm in my car, not being able to drive. I'm looking left, right. I'm like, Cheetah, we made the drive from U Ottawa to Ogilvy Road in literally 7 minutes. We get to Ogilvy Road, the last lady's there, and I give my whole life away.
You give all your money?
All my money, everything.
She took everything?
Everything, every little thing. And then I needed a bit more. Shout out to my boy Risky, come clutch. And the reason why I want to say shout out to Risky is because a lot of people are giving him slack. All these solution people, all these things, y'all can go ahead for me. Because me, I'm ready for anything. He's a great man. And I just want to say, I love this family. And the show went on perfectly. Even though I was going through my legal issues, I am not a criminal. It was just a poor decision in which I lost a ticket, even though I paid my tickets. And a lot of you haters, and a lot of you girls that I called sponsors, my dads are coming out. No, but they're gonna come for me. They're gonna come for me. And I just want to say it was a mistake. I didn't get arrested. Mom, and I even told the cop, my mom's in New York right now. Do you really think she wants to hear a phone call? I'm in Innis. And then me, I'm starting to think, okay, which jail are they gonna bring me like? You know? And I'm like, officer, please, like, come, I can't do 2 hours in there. And then he just looks at me, he's like, no, you're not gonna go to jail, relax. And I'm like, officer, you sure? Like, sure? And he's like, no, you're not, don't worry, you didn't know. I'm like, okay, good. And then that was that, so I am back here.
Oh, hey, Vlad. So I guess while you were coming, we were talking about how to get away with murder. So what was your take on this episode?
So Sabrina was right. It wasn't Bonnie. It was Denver that got killed.
Oh, okay. You spoiled it.
4.
Everyone can watch.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't take my words seriously. Listen, I've been going through a lot today. I have to host in a couple of hours, so I'm just trying to figure out how to live. But yeah, so this is gonna be a lot of spoilers. I just can't do I have to go straight to the point. I can't think. So yes, Denver dies, but they don't touch on how Denver dies, right? They just, is it Bonnie or Nate that has to?
They didn't say
it's foul play or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they know it's not an actual accident.
And then after that, watching the show, Laurel's dad, it was funny because now to me, Laurel's mom is a suspect. You see what I'm saying? Laurel's mom is a suspect, and either Laurel killed her mom or she's hurting herself.
That's what, that has to be one of the two.
Either she's like, Wes in the whole situation about the baby.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you see a new character, and then I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
You see a fresh young looking guy, and you're like, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh my God, is this Wes Jr.? And then, as you see, it's Annalise's son, quote unquote. It's either Annalise's son or Bonnie's son, either or. Now, my thing is it's Frank. I don't know which side Frank is on. Is Frank still working with the people that hate Annalise? That's what I don't understand.
I don't think so. I just think that he thought when he did the contract killing, then it would be over because he probably thought the child was dead. And then he probably found out later on that there's a possibility that the child might still be alive, but he probably wasn't sure. But then seeing that kid and hearing the name, that's probably when he was like, oh, because remember like when Annalise disowned him, he went rogue. So we don't really know what he was doing.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would go back to being two-faced with her only just because he was miserable without her.
Yeah, remember he went through a phase where Annalise hated him, and I thought he was gonna off himself. I thought Frank was going to like kill himself off the show because she was mean.
So I just think the reason why he called, it's probably because now he's screwed because it's not that he's screwed, but maybe it's kind of like shit, like everything was going fine with Annalise, and now he's coming in the picture, so it's probably going to change things.
And the kid looks dope. I can't wait to see what type of personality he has. Because like the way the show finished, it finished with so many question marks. And it's like, okay, does the kid know who his parents are?
Yeah.
Like he's seeking for his mom. And I feel like How to Get Away with Murder is going to probably have a twist to it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a higher chance that the kid is Bonnie's kid than it's actually Annalise, because I feel like if it was Annalise's kid, it'd be like, damn,
Yeah.
And if let's say,
I think it would have a larger impact on the show if it was Annalise's kid than if it was Bonnie's kid. Because then it's Bonnie's kid, now what?
Yeah.
But if it's Annalise's kid, like, she's been living, okay, how do I phrase this? She's been living she wants to be a mom. So every time there's someone that she can grasp to, she does. Wes, she treated like her son. Laurel's kid, she's already like building something with this kid. So now she has a kid, her own alleged kid coming into the picture. That's a big deal. Like, okay, how is she going to react to it? How is she going to treat him? Is she going to deny it? How is she going to take it? Right? Plus his dad, like he doesn't have a dad right now. So I wonder how that's all going to come into play. Like.
And what's interesting about it too, right, is that Connor failed law school, but he reapplied. So I'm wondering, is he in his first year of law school?
Yeah.
So
I don't think it'd be
I don't think it'd be
first year.
So is he the same age as Wes? No, he's older. He's younger than Wes.
I think they're about
the same age because she was pregnant while she was helping Wes's mom.
Yeah, so he's about a couple of years. So he's going to his first year. And then they would be graduating law school in their last year around that time. So it's crazy to say, but How to Get Away with Murder did it again.
Yeah.
They figured out a way to extend the show.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense if they killed Wes.
Yeah.
Now the whole plot, because now it's like Wes and them couldn't, but Wes is still, I don't know.
Well, there's still a question mark with Wes because it's not still clear.
Did you guys see the meme on Twitter of that black woman? I don't know what her name is, it's an actress, but it's like, so Wes is dead, right? Like, after we know there's a new black kid. So the girl is like, so Wes is dead, right? Like.
And I wonder if Laurel's gonna fall in love with him.
Probably not, because it's just like the kid's going to his first year and technically they're going into their last or whatever, because they were
Yeah.
doing co-op and stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe Connor will have one class with him because he failed a class.
Maybe
Because he failed
Connor's
a class.
gonna take a class with him, and Connor's
And I was trying to think, did Annalise not name the kid?
No, but yeah, she would have had a name for him, but if this kid was adopted, he has his adoptive name.
How would Frank know that
Because
name?
he's the one who.
He worked with he was a contractor.
So that means the family took the kid.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that
Maybe
makes
he
sense.
still has. Maybe he knows who the kid. Obviously, he knows who the people are because he knows he recognizes the name.
I think what it is that he was so upset when he found out that he killed the child that he probably wanted to figure out if the child was actually dead and all of that, and he probably did some digging and ended up finding out that the baby wasn't dead.
So yeah, so I guess I'm hoping they're gonna come back before the end of the year.
They're coming back in either September or October.
Oh, lit. Okay. Such a good show, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself when that show ends.
Power's coming soon.
No, but it's one of those shows where it's like nothing. I mean, Power is just as good, but I mean, I cannot live without How to Get Away with Murder.
You know what? I was saying this the other day. You're right. I think How to Get Away with Murder is better than Power.
It's just like I feel like you're literally sitting at the edge of your seat the entire time you're watching the episode, and you're always left with so many questions.
Yes, and then this year was a different kind of year. I feel like next year they're gonna go back to the whole, 4 or 5 weeks later.
Yeah.
Type thing.
And so is the kid gonna question the death of his dad? Like, are they gonna have to? It is called How to Get Away with Murder, right? So are they gonna have to see Shonda Rhimes, man? Like,
It's not
What do you
that
think about
too.
the scene when Annalise was with Rose dad? I think that was the best scene
Yeah.
I've ever. If they
she
don't
put
win,
him back in his place,
if
legit.
they don't win a golden whatever the case, whatever the award is,
For the
I had shivers watching that
Yeah,
scene. Like, this is not a conversation.
I know.
I was like, oh my
I know.
god.
And I was telling my sister, I was reading on the show, and so Mr. Castillo, that we know now, is not the same Mr. Castillo at the beginning of the show, like first few seasons.
Yeah, he's not.
It's not the same person. You knew that?
They switched it?
It's not the same actor, the actual actor.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the same. The first, like the original, like he was there for a few episodes, and then they switched him into the. Yeah, I just find it hard to believe because they look the same. Like, they just look the
I don't
same.
even see the difference.
I don't see the difference either. So yeah, so I mean, I did the rest of the topics for Flashback. So we talked about McDonald's. Workers are quitting because they can't keep up with the upgrades.
Really?
Yeah, McDonald's doesn't give two crap about it. How Stephen Hawking passed. Daylight savings. How was that for you?
I'm okay now. It took me a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with the time change now.
Yeah.
I feel like I got my sleep. I'm good. I wish they don't change it anymore. Keep
That's
it
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
way.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
keep the time the same way. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like saving times, whatever times. It would actually be better if this time was like this.
No.
during winter. Yes.
No.
Yes, because then the days. Because the thing is with winter, it gets dark so quick.
Yeah.
It gets. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like it when it's dark quicker. However, it would also be fun if the days were longer during winter, in a sense.
Well, the days aren't the days longer?
During winter, no.
No, the days are shorter, the nights are longer.
The next one.
The nights are way longer.
Okay. Well, that was Flashback for this week. So we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back with the hot topics. Yes, so we're going to start with Moi de la Francophonie. It's my turn this week to talk about who I picked. And I picked Dominique Anglade. Do you know who that is?
Who is Dominique Anglade?
Dominique Anglade is currently the minister for, and I wrote it in French because I swear I thought you did this in French last week, but she's minister, I'm just going to say it in French, ministre de l'économie, de la science et de l'innovation. So in Ottawa we have a minister of innovation. That's basically what she is in Quebec. And she's also minister for strategy in Quebec, but she's also, so you know how they have a prime minister? She's the vice prime minister for Quebec. Yeah. So she's basically, so her timeline. She's a businesswoman. She's a woman in politics. Ever since she was studying like in university, she was into business and politics. She worked for big companies like Procter and Gamble. So they basically do products for Tide, the Tide detergents, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think for hygiene too, so like Crest, all that.
Mm-hmm.
She worked for them as an engineer because that's what she went to school for,
Yeah.
engineering. She also worked for Nortel, that's a telecom, it's a phone company.
Yeah.
And she worked for a business consulting company as well called McKinsey. So she's very like business savvy oriented. With time, she tried early in her career to run in politics. She didn't win, but the second time around she won, and so she is a minister. She's Haitian. She's of Haitian descent. She's the daughter of what's his name, Georges Anglade, who is a geographer and a political person as well in Haiti. His family, so he fled the country during the Duvalier time. They came to Canada. Mr. Anglade basically assisted with founding the university. I forget the name, but it's a big university in Montreal, and he was one of the founders. And he basically, it's a big university in Montreal, and I forgot.
Would it be in Montreal? It can't be McGill. McGill feels like it's been there for years.
Yeah.
What are the other universities in Montreal?
McGill, yeah.
Is UQAM Montreal?
No, I forget what it is. But it's it's a known university in Montreal. So he's one of the founders. He also founded the geography department. So he's like one of the first OGs. They went back to Haiti for a few years where she also studied, and then they came back and she just continued her studies here. Her dad went back to Haiti with his wife, so her mom, and they unfortunately died during the earthquake. She has kids, and so she's the first woman of Haitian descent to have a minister title in Canada.
Is it Concordia?
Non, elle cesse l'université, elle cesse, il passe une grande partie de sa vie adulte en exil au Québec, où il participe à la fondation du département de géographie de l'Université du Québec à Montréal.
Oh, University of Quebec, okay.
Okay, yeah. So, that's it. So, I chose her because she's a great example of nothing's impossible. Your parents come from a foreign country. You're basically black during a time where, you could probably count black people in your class.
Yeah.
Okay, even during our time in elementary school. She found her passion and she really went for it. Her first career move was working for a big company like Procter and Gamble as an engineer.
That's insane.
Do you know how many people have a hard time finding jobs as an engineer?
A
lot of people. Yes. Your example is Tino right here. So that's a big thing, and she does she's really well known now as a minister and as what she does, especially with small business, because she covers small business in her agenda. And there's a lot of things going on for small business right now. They're not happy with all these taxes and minimum wage and now carbon tax and all that. So she has one of the most important agendas, and she's also the Vice Prime Minister of Quebec. So I picked her because she's just a good example for us. I think she sets, not the bar, because not everyone's gonna, I'm not gonna become a minister one day, but she just sets a great example for us, So, so that's why I picked her. What else do we want to talk about? So relationships are ending. I don't want to say in Hollywood, because not all of them are from Hollywood. But I just feel lately everyone is just breaking up.
Yeah.
Lately.
Am I reading that right? 21 Savage?
Yes. 21 Savage and Amber Rose are not together anymore. I didn't really read about it. I just they were not gonna last. That relationship was just not gonna last.
Let's touch a bit about that.
And I don't understand 21 Savage. I didn't understand him.
21. Listen, right? I don't understand why people wife Amber Rose or date Amber Rose.
She's good looking.
She's beautiful, right? But again, too, right? To date Amber Rose, you can date her, but don't be in a relationship with her, in a sense. And the reason why I say that is because she doesn't have that track record in staying in long-term relationships in which the relationship actually lasts. And out of all of these people right here, I never heard about Zayn or Anderson Cooper in different relationships, right? They're known for that main relationship since they've been in the spotlight. And Amber Rose has been with Kanye. Then after that, she was with Wiz, got a kid with Wiz. That was her longest relationship. To me, after she left Wiz, I was like, I don't know if any other rapper is going to be able to take her seriously.
Yeah.
Or if I'm going to be able to take another rapper. 21, don't shoot me. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like she needs to be with like an athlete or something.
I think an athlete would be better for her.
Yeah.
Because
What she with
Terrence Ross.
Yeah, she was
from the Raptors.
Yeah, she was with Terrence.
Okay, Omar.
Wow.
Okay, Omar. Okay. Okay. I even forgot about that.
Oh, and that didn't work?
And that did not work.
Oh. Well, then I don't know anymore, Amber.
Amber, I don't know. The list is running kind of
I
thin
don't know.
right now.
Maybe you're just supposed. I don't know. Some people are not meant to be in relationships. Maybe.
You know,
I
like.
don't know. Maybe she should be a sugar mama. Maybe that's what she should be.
Yeah.
She has money.
Yeah,
She has money. She has an important voice when it comes to like women stuff. So maybe she should be a sugar mama.
Yeah,
She should date. Yeah.
Like Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball, the rookies that don't know life.
I don't know. Like maybe she just needs a companion. She doesn't need like a relationship. Someone just to keep you company.
Mhm.
I don't know, Amber Rose. I don't think you're cut out for this. But who else? Look at the Gigi Hadid and Zayn. I saw on Twitter. I don't know who tweeted this, but Bella Hadid and Zayn are done.
Is it done for real or no?
They never dated.
Bella is Gigi's sister. She's the one that was with The Weeknd. So someone they mistweeted their tweet. They made a big mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. Bella Hadid was never with.
They mistaken with Gigi.
Yeah, but so Gigi and Zayn are not together. But I feel like their relationship was quiet. It was a quiet relationship. You didn't really hear about them. You knew they were dating. You didn't really hear about them.
They have tattoos. That's right.
He
Of each
had
other?
a tattoo.
Of her.
Okay.
He had a tattoo of his previous fiance, and then he covered that. But they were together for like what? How long is One Direction? One Direction been for like 6 years, like 3 years, 4 years. And then with Gigi, he got a picture of her too.
Okay, Samina, listen. We're gonna get a tattoo, and we're not gonna break the curse. We're gonna break the curse. Sorry. Okay. That's really what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tat it right here, so you see it every day. Because I'm always sure.
Your relationship is not gonna last.
Yeah.
The curse. We're going to break the curse.
It's not gonna happen. Every time someone gets a tattoo of their loved one, I swear to God, it doesn't last.
Paige, WWE.
Okay,
They're not together
no.
anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, but
I
Paige,
did not know about that.
But Paige has a track record of mistakes.
Yeah.
So how do you? Hey, Omar.
I did not see the video.
She wasn't the only one, so you guys can't just blame her.
Because you, they're us. Yeah. But I feel like it could work. You just gotta make sure that the tattoos are strong and it's really.
It's not working. It's not gonna work. Well, Anderson Cooper and Benjamin May signing. Anderson Cooper, in another world, I would be your wife. Yes, they're not together anymore. And apparently he's dating someone new. Or seeing someone new. And so, get this. They broke up. They're on good...
My cousin is so... I'm pretty sure my cousin is
They're
so
still okay with each other, just not together, but they still live together. And Anderson is seeing someone new, apparently. Some young Spanish person.
Oh.
But yeah, Anderson Cooper is pretty.
He's seeing another person.
That's what they're saying. I don't know.
Anderson is a F-boy! What?
They broke up.
They're still in the same building?
But we don't know the situation of the other person.
Yeah. But yeah. Who else? Angela Ryan Common. Earlier this week, I think we heard that they were not together anymore.
I never knew they were together.
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's not long. It hasn't.
One second.
It like.
1 second, guys. I want to go back to the Anderson situation. Benjamin Massani is the other big guy that he was dating, right? They were they were seen on a bicycle.
Yeah, they've been dating for a while.
They've been in for a minute. Okay. Now, this is crazy. Anderson is the hottest free agent right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. And no, Greg, he's taken, so don't worry about it, my cousin. He's a big Anderson Cooper fanatic.
Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber are on a break.
What? I thought they were going to church together.
I know, right? They're on a break. I'm telling you, this relationship is not gonna last. Their relationship it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I mean, for when you break up with someone and then you get back with them, it may seem like it's gonna last, but it's not gonna last. It's not gonna work. You broke up the first time for a reason.
And you know what? You're right. And I was also watching Montreal Jordan. Is that his name? Montreal Jordan. This is how we
Montel
do it.
Jordan.
Montel Jordan. And pretty much his wife is his manager.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much they were in the music industry together.
Mm-hmm.
And after he did the hit, they were like always on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably was with the kids and he was touring. And then of course reports of infidelity, stuff like that happened. But what was crazy about that was the understanding of why mistakes happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you know what? I will choose my marriage over my music. With that being said, he decided to just be a musician,
Mm-hmm.
but however still make the money he had in investments from that one single
Mm-hmm.
till this day. So he obviously made other songs and everything like that, but he became more of a B-list artist than an A-list artist because he had the potential with that. So again, right, like it's all about being able to connect with that person and not letting the outside noise. Because I feel like Justin Bieber or like I don't know, like Angela, like they know they're not gonna stay together.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, and it's cool that you mentioned that because I actually went and I googled. I'm like, okay, we know some reasons as to why celebrities like their relationship don't last, but I decided to still Google it. And one of the things is temptation.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of cheating in the they call it the Hollywood. Okay, there's a lot of cheating going on. But also, you know, being a celebrity, it doesn't matter what you do, you will have like commitments away. So, you know, like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, I think it's because they're taking a break because like they're gonna be apart for a while. So, you know, they don't want to deal with the temptation, right? So since they're on a break, they can do whatever they want. No, I'm not. If you're being on a break does not mean you get to do whatever you want, like sleep with someone else while you're
But she's
away.
on the break.
No, 'cause I don't want the sloppy seconds when you come back. I don't understand people, like, they broke up, they should have stayed broken up, and they both could have done whatever the hell they wanted while they were, like, separated. I know, I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but I'm just not okay with it. So,
To go back to what you're saying, I agree. I think it's fair, but I kind of see where they're coming from because music is so demanding, right? 6 months on the road. I don't understand why they don't just bring their partners on the road with them.
I think they both have their own thing
career.
going on. I think that's what it is.
See, do it like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
like,
Joint tour.
That's true.
Do a joint tour. There's no way I would let Selena Francis go on 6 months tour and I'm not there for at least 4 months.
but,
She's in Canada, I'm in freaking New Orleans, and I still feel like there's a problem. And it's a long distance relationship in a way.
they also say, this is probably more for the women. So the women like the idea of a wedding, but don't really understand the marriage part of it. So like, think about Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian.
Not only that, think about a lot of these Asian women that, you know, go to church Monday to Sunday, whatever the case may be, and they're super religious, and then they just know the wedding day, but don't actually know the marriage. Shots fired. Just saying.
Or are you talking about?
I'm talking about certain Haitian people that just want to get married for a day and forget they have a lifetime to go. Facts. Let's not deny that. This is a power circle.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm a villain now. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of y'all get stuck into engagements. You don't even know your best friend's favorite color. That's true. You know how many of these people get married in the churches? They're like, oh yeah, oh non, moi je veux me marier. Et là pour la suite, what? The wedding's a day. It's a day. After the wedding, you have a lifetime to go. You know what I'm saying? Until death do us part, like, you know. So like,
just shout say out. Learn your partner first. Don't feel forced to get in a relationship. Don't be forced to get married.
So Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries. So, I think Kim Kardashian understood the whole, she knows there's a wedding and the marriage part, but I don't think Chris Humphries was ready for the marriage part. I think he was just going with it because, there was going to be a lot of media attention. Their wedding was all over the place.
Didn't she cheat though?
No, she didn't cheat.
Oh no? I thought she cheated with Kanye.
No.
Or that was Reggie.
No, Reggie was cheated.
Yeah, he cheated.
Are y'all? I know y'all saying Kim did not cheat on Reggie.
He didn't. He did it on her.
She didn't. He cheated on Kim. Anyways, to continue the conversation that's going on here. So, the wedding was everywhere. It was beautiful. So many media outlets were, it was everywhere. It was kind of like O.J. Simpson on the freeway in the white Bronco. And we're going to get back to that later. But that's how big it was, right? Mm-hmm. But Chris Humphries does not understand what a marriage is. And so she was like, well, screw this. Someone has been waiting for me for 10 years. We've been best friends for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that, a marriage with this person would work. So she went with Kanye West. As she should have a long time ago. But, yeah.
But why didn't she? That's what I don't understand.
I don't think she saw...
She explained it.
I don't remember
I forgot what she said.
I forgot what she said. I think she saw him more as... So Kanye West has been around for a long time. He has a lot of experience. He's served... He was a friend, but he gave her a lot of advice through her career. What do you want to say?
She said that's because every time they, if one was single, the other one wasn't.
Yes, it was never good timing.
Oh yeah.
It was never good timing. So if she broke up with someone, he would be dating someone new. If he broke up with someone, she would be dating someone new. And I knew there was one season, the season she started dating Chris Humphries, I think was the season Kanye West came to the store, or before he had come to the store in New York or something. And then she was dating Chris Humphries, I think that's what it was. And I knew after this relationship does not work, she's gonna be with Kanye.
And how was the interaction when he came in the store? Did they look like more than friends?
They were. I think Courtney and Chloe were in the store, and they were both like, oh, you guys are touchy-feely, you're flirting or whatever. And Kim was like, we're just friends, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it sucks. It sucks to be a celebrity because some celebrities have a long run in their relationships, but it sucks to be a celebrity because everyone's in a relationship. People are reading into it. You don't have privacy. You have to be away sometimes for a long time. So it sucks to be that.
Question for you: is Will Smith, Jada's relationship an open relationship?
That's what I've heard. That they have an open. I don't think they're in right now an open relationship, but it's an open relationship. So if one wants to explore something, they can explore. But they're still, and they both respect that and they're okay with it. And I would not be okay with it. There's no way. If I'm in a relationship with you, it's me and you only. Let's say you and your girlfriend, you're in an open relationship. Well, if she meets someone at work,
Oh, I get it. No, I think what they mean is, you're right. It's, you're allowed to explore.
Yeah.
However you love me.
Yeah. But I'm not okay with it because then there's emotions with the other person and that's a headache and it's just, no.
You know what? That's a mind-flipping mess. That's like mind messing up something.
What if you get that other person pregnant? Then what? That's not. I'm not okay with it. That's not kosher. How are we doing on time?
Oh, we're good.
I'm gonna talk about Oche right now. Or should I find something else? DJ Envy walked out of his own interview.
DJ Envy, you're a punk. Envy, you are a punk. DJ Envy is a punk.
I don't understand I don't know why he did it that way. There's so many other ways I find he
could have called them earlier.
It could have been off air, or he could have been like, you know what? I just want to start by saying I'm not okay with that statement that what you did, but.
But it took a while though. He waited a long time because when they did their show, it was maybe a month.
It was a month or two ago.
Yeah.
They went on the reel. So.
I get it, right? They disrespected your wife.
It wasn't disrespect. Did you see?
I think she didn't like. So I think she is the one who could have called them out because the comment was her, right? They said. For context, for people who don't get it, So DJ Envy is on the Breakfast Club. The Zeus and Meros. They have basically a show where they look at interviews, I guess, and they look at videos and they like comment on it basically.
Yeah.
Okay, they depict everything.
Yeah.
So DJ Envy and his wife Gia went on The Real. It's like a women's daytime talk show, you know, whatever. Went on there and they talked about their relationship, A to Z.
Yeah.
And I guess Jesus and Meryl look at the interview and depict everything, and one of them made a comment, or they both made a comment saying, oh, like at the beginning, you know, Gia would go to Envy's things because she's there for the checks. Okay? And I just want to pause it here. Gia Casey made money before Envy made $1. He says that, and it's for real. She sold mattresses, and mattresses were worth a lot. Like, she wore Christian Louboutin before he could afford anything. Okay? So I think she was allowed to feel how she felt. Like, she wasn't okay because they said, you know, she's only there for the checks, but really she made her money since day one. So she's allowed to think like that. Mm-hmm. But I think that Envy took it too far the way he took it.
I agree.
Like, first thing, you know, they arrive on the show and he's like, you owe me an apology. And they're like, what? And they don't even know what he's talking about, right? Because they know what they do is jokes.
Yeah.
So they're like, what did we say that could possibly be wrong? And they're like, you said my wife was only there for checks. And they're like, yo, that was a joke. Like, you know what we do.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at our Instagram comments. Like, everyone knows it's a joke. And he's like, I don't care about the Instagram comments. Like, you said this, you owe her an apology. And then they're like, bro, like, seriously. Like, and then they're on to, like, they start talking about something different. 10 minutes into the interview, he walks out. And I'm just like, what? Like, why did you walk out? Like, you should have walked out after you said what you have to say. You came into work, you knew what you're going to do. The moment you finish talking, you walk out. That would make sense.
Yeah. Legit. But you decided to be a punk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be such a punk. Like, yo, the guys are making jokes. They did not say F your wife. They didn't say anything derogatory to your wife. They just, I understand, yeah, fine. Your wife is there for, if it was me, I'm like, yeah, she's there for the money. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't see what was so disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And what, like, because they actually didn't say anything disrespectful.
They didn't. But I can see how she could not be okay with the comment. And he also could choose not to be okay with it. It's just the way he decided to, like, make a big deal out of it. Like, come on, like, you didn't have to make a big deal out of that. Like,
and if you made somebody, I didn't even know who these guys were. He made them popular.
I know he made them popular. I didn't know who they were.
They were actually popular before. Yeah.
Are they on Vice?
Yeah, they're also on Vice.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah. And you can tell by the way they talk, like, really all they meant were jokes.
Yeah.
Okay?
So
And they even apologize.
Yeah, they did that before Vice because they were on Complex also, and they had a podcast with Complex.
Okay.
They left, they went on Vice, and they had their show.
And they roast people.
Yeah, that's what
it's them.
And he knows that. But they apologized and he still decided to walk out, and I'm just like, anyways, like, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Crazy.
So that's annoying. I wanted to say something and I completely forgot. DJ Envy, apparently Vlad said this. Vlad, I think, shared this piece of information with us. DJ Envy came to Ottawa for an event at Envy Night.
Oh, remember that.
I'm telling you, he came, nobody came.
No,
Samina went. Samina went. She thought nobody was there.
Nobody.
She's like, he's so nice.
It's okay. They need to
but he was not even DJ. He just showed up. Yeah. It was just,
what was he doing in Ottawa?
Public appearance.
Yeah, public appearance.
But funny enough, he made 10 grand from that.
Yeah. But he didn't even DJ.
How? He made 10 grand from going to Envy?
Yeah.
How did Envy pay him?
I don't know.
You know, Envy Nightclub chased me for $60 and they were able to pay him 10 grand.
Yeah, they paid him 10 grand. If you look at the price of artists online, it actually shows it. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. This was surprising, but oh my goodness, Aloe Black.
Yeah.
Is worth like 30 grand.
Aloe Black?
Yeah.
Is that the guy? What is he saying?
Vici.
Oh, I'm the man, huh? I'm the man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his dope song. I love him.
It's worth like 30 grand. I'm like, the hell?
Wow.
Yo, it's
Big Shaq is worth
I know. I love
like
money.
a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I'm like, what?
But yeah, so Envy, still a few minutes?
Yeah, 5.
5 minutes? Real quick, Snapchat is in hot water with Rihanna. So Snapchat had, I guess, created a game where it was like you could hit Rihanna or do something with Chris Brown.
It was slap.
It was slap Ariana or punch Chris Brown.
Or punch Chris Brown. And then she went on Snapchat and she wrote a big paragraph basically like roasting them and saying like, oh, like honestly, like I don't care that you did this, but for the other people who actually have lived in abuse, like, thank you, like, good job.
Now I have a reason to finally delete my Snapchat.
Yeah, and people were saying like, oh, you remember Kylie? Remember when Kylie was talking smack about Snapchat and saying, oh, like it's not worth it anymore? Well,
I am deleting my Snapchat.
like,
I don't use it though. Like it's.
So we have one last hot topic before we get into relationships. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back. I wanted to make sure we had a lot of time to talk about this OJ lost confession because there's a lot of things to say. For people who have not found the full link, I have it. Holler at me if you want it. We'll be back. The last hot topic, OJ Simpson and his lost confession. It was on Fox. So, I always forget her name.
Soledad O'Brien.
Soledad O'Brien is the one that hosted this thing. So basically, it was an interview he did with a woman, I forget her name, back in 2006. So Soledad O'Brien took this interview, created a panel of ex-lawyer Nicole Brown's friend and the OG woman from the interview, and then she had random people, I think 2 random people come in. So she looks at the interview and then so you'll see like parts of the interview and then they dissect that clip. Okay, it's a 2-hour thing. Okay, so you need 2 hours to watch it. I did not accept the fact that I would only see 5-minute clips on YouTube. I was not going to watch 5 minutes on YouTube. I needed to watch the full thing. So I went on a scavenger hunt on Twitter. I typed on the search, you can search things on Twitter. I searched OJ Simpson lost confession, and I scrolled down for hours, and I found someone that shared the full link to the interview. And I watched the interview, and OJ Simpson, I think OJ Simpson did it. I think he did it. His demeanor gives it away. He's laughing in between things that he says. He shrugs, like that kind of stuff. What else? He'll say things like, I may have done it, or I did it. No, I didn't do it. I mean, Charlie did it. What gave it away for me was...
Charlie did it?
Oh, you didn't watch that. So Crave TV has a series of this OJ theory thing. This guy that was on Big Brother this guy that was on Big Brother US is an investigator, Cobb, now an investigator. He's on it. Someone who's been following the case on it, and someone else is on it. And they basically reopen the case and have this new theory that OJ's son may have killed Nicole. Yeah. So do you remember sometimes when they talk about OJ, they do documentaries, and there's OJ's car pulls into his driveway, there's a person running to the car and says, don't do it? Do you remember that scene? That's his son. So they're thinking OJ's son might have killed Nicole. And OJ wrote a book called If I Did It. And If I Did It, he talks about a Charlie. And we think, everyone thinks that the Charlie might be his son, or now it could be this alter ego he has. Okay? So he says, oh, I didn't do it, Charlie did it, whatever, hypothetically. All these words, but what gave it away for me was at the end of the interview, he says, the funeral, he looks at the casket and he tells Nicole, I told you, or he thinks in his head, I told you if you would have stopped, that this would happen to you. Like, he says that, and I'm like, how could you say that? And saying that you didn't kill her.
Yeah.
How did you still, like, he says she died a few years ago, or a couple of years ago, and he still feels hatred towards her. Why do you hate her so much if you didn't kill her?
OG's a sucker, and the reason why I say it, he's one of those insecure ass dudes. Been insecure. It's one of those situations where he's so full of himself. You need to understand,
I said it since day one, even though I'm born in '92, so I don't know. I say day one. It's common sense. Like
I think he
he
did.
did it. Like I don't know how the jury. I think it's because it became a black
It
versus
became a
white.
black versus
It
white.
became a black versus white.
And the glove.
And then love.
Because there's a part where Nicole, R.I.P., don't like talking about stuff like that, but apparently she had a situation with Marcus Allen. If y'all don't know who Marcus Allen is, Marcus Allen was a star running back for
Yeah,
USC.
they talk about him.
He was younger than OJ. I wouldn't say he was better than OJ, but he won a Super Bowl. So you have to understand that Marcus Allen won in college, but also won in the NFL.
What team was he?
No, I think
Raiders.
she did sleep with, she did sleep with
Yeah,
him.
but here's the thing
But they weren't together.
Yeah, they were separate.
Exactly. And even if they were together, OJ was abusive. OJ treated her wrong. So therefore, if she cheated on OJ, I don't care whatever nobody says, it was justifiable.
Yeah.
End of story. I don't care if you say, it's not like she was a whore and she just cheated for no reason. If the man was making her happy, she would have never cheated.
Yeah.
Facts, okay? With that being said, OJ said, and I quote, okay, I'll kill you if you ever mess with another USC player again. So therefore, if you're saying you're gonna kill somebody, to me, then the person dies. Again, right? Let's look at the scene. Yo, stabbed wounds. This is somebody that got blacked out. Because if you would have paid somebody to kill her, it would have been a gun. That was too personal. That was too direct.
The way that the killing was
always personal.
Yeah, do you remember they said he cut the guy, he chopped his neck off. Chopped his neck, not off, but chopped it. So technically this guy should be dead by now.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't really dead, and then stabs him in the stomach, and the guy's dead, turns around, does Nicole, and the guy's dead, and then stabs him again. He's dead already. Why are you stabbing him still?
And against Cass, I think OJ Simpson had cases of CTE.
Yeah.
He has to.
That's what they're saying.
What's CTE?
Yes, what's CTE?
So CTE is a symptom that, a disease, a cerebral disease that happens to people that play contact sports. So common in football, hockey, boxing, any martial arts.
But how does that,
So what happens is that it triggers mood swings, right? So think about it, a lot of NFL players, they bang their heads. They bang their heads, they bang their heads. So what happens is that your brain is almost like a sponge. So the sponge is irritated. So it's moving. So you can feel your sponge move. So let's say you have a headache, it's a bigger headache. So then you become something else, you black out. You're not yourself.
See, so that's where I think Charlie comes to play. So basically, OJ, the interview starts with the New Year's Eve incident, which was the baseball bat. So they have a disagreement outside. He's leaning on his car. He's holding a baseball bat, and he's kind of just swinging the baseball bat as they're arguing. She goes inside, and then he beats her. She calls 911. And there's some yelling at the back, and that's where that picture, there's always a picture of Nicole, they show her where she's bruised. That was that night. He denies that was a problem, okay? Then he says, Nicole is too attentive to her children. That's why he was angry with her. And then the lady says, well, how's that a problem, those are kids, they're kids. How can you you can never be too attentive to kids when they're so young. And he's like, I know, but it's it took time away from us. And even her mom, and then he goes, even the mom, would try to babysit the kids for us. We'd go on a date and she would call or check on the kids. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. She's too attentive to kids. And I'm like, that's normal.
So full of it.
You're away from your kids for 2-3 hours. You kind of want to know how they're doing. It's dinner time. Did they eat? It's not a big deal. Then he would say things like when they separated, obviously, she dated. And that's when she would have dated that Marcus guy. And he also dated someone. She held parties at her house. Apparently those parties were orgies. She held orgies.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently she held that, and he didn't like that because she, at the time, this is after the court case are separated, she wants custody of the kids. The kids are there. So his concern is, and it's a legitimate concern, okay? She's holding these parties, the kids are home, like, how are you holding these things with the kids home? You know, it makes no sense, and that's not cool. At least you can have the kids stay with, you know, a family member or something. That was a legitimate concern. Then he says, now they're talking about like the night of the crime. He would say things like, yeah, so this happens, you know, I don't know how Charlie would have seen, but Charlie saw things happening inside. And then he also said, like, I knocked on the door and left. So did you see or did Charlie see? Did you stalk or did Charlie stalk? Oh, Charlie took the knife. And Charlie, like, hit Nicole and Nicole fell. And then, the woman says, so the gloves and the hat were left at the crime scene. Yeah, I must have forgotten them there. But then you would have said previously that Charlie would have put the hat and the gloves on. So how are you the one that forgot the hat and the gloves at the scene? You know? And he describes Nicole, the reason he acted out the way he acted out is because Nicole was a physical and confrontational person. She was
dude, you're like 6'2", 245.
She made no time for him. She acted like a teenager. So like when they were separated and he would come see like a ballet recital for his daughter or something, she would dress up as a younger person. But the thing is, Nicole, you found Nicole when she was like 18 years old. Okay?
Is it 16?
16 years old. So you saying like, I think he forgets that like she was actually just dressing how she like would dress. Okay? But anyways, his demeanor did it all. He would laugh, he would act like he doesn't understand why it's a big deal. He like would say stupid things like Charlie did it, like I think Charlie's your alter ego. I don't think the theory of his son possibly being behind this.
Which son? The one with
Jason, the previous marriage. Okay. So there's a theory that he would have committed the crime either alone, but then I would think maybe OJ and him did it together, that he would do it alone. Because I don't see where they didn't have a relationship.
No.
They didn't have a relationship. And Nicole and Jason were close. So why would you do that for your dad, for whom you don't really have a relationship with? You know? So I think OJ did it. I don't know what to say. OJ, I think he did it. I'm sad because for so many years I was a naysayer.
Really?
I was one of the people who didn't believe because remember, if it doesn't fit, you must quit, right? So
and to that, right? Like it's going back a bit. Is after the murders happen, he drives back to his house, and they have quote unquote evidence of blood in one of the bathroom stools, of like either a shirt.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like on that note alone, somebody goes into OJ's house, sees blood. You're not gonna tell me that, okay, this is fishy.
Also, he had a cut on his finger, and they're like, "How'd you get that cut?" And he's like, "Oh, the night of the murder, I was in Chicago, and they called me, and they found her dead, and I was holding a cup in the washroom, and I banged it on the counter, and it must have cut me."
But the thing is, they can't justify it if he was actually in Chicago that night.
But no, he was in Chicago. So what happens is,
so the night of the murder, he was actually in Chicago. Is this like legit?
After he kills Nicole, he has a lot of money. So after he kills Nicole, he grabs a few things, he buys himself a plane ticket and goes to Chicago.
Oh,
to act like he was away while this happened.
Okay, because they found it out a couple days.
No, they found out the next day. So the next morning, they go and they see that there's a murder scene at Nicole Brown's house. They have to call her husband or her ex-husband, right? They're the first person they're going to want to talk to. So they call OJ, "Where are you?" "Oh, I'm in Chicago, I had a few things to do." "Oh, well, Nicole is murdered, there's blood everywhere, you might like..."
And then he says, "Who killed her?"
Who did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So sketchy.
Yeah.
That's so sketchy.
Yeah.
I think the justice system messed up on that one big time.
Well, also, you have to remember, so there's this lost confession, but the reason why he was acquitted, one of the reasons why he was acquitted is because there was a lot of police evidence tampering. Right? Not only was it a black and white situation, but they planted evidence. So there's that too.
Police should have just let this be by itself.
Had they let it be like it wasn't, they probably would have found out. They probably would have came up with he would have been convicted.
Or you should thank the devil itself, Johnny Cochran. You should thank him every day. Because if you're a smart ass person, you should know that leather shrinks.
That's what everyone says.
Leather shrinks OJ's hands. And to make it worse, I don't know what idiot made this happen. They had him wear a plastic glove. Like, you know, if you're cleaning something, wear plastic. Then wear the glove. That's not gonna fit. Like, he did it. He did it.
And you know what? He had, how do they call it? Like his team, he had a dream team of lawyers. And one of them was Robert Kardashian. And Robert Kardashian was, I think that played a role in him dying. Because think about it, he became more sick after this case.
Really?
I think, yeah, and they were really close. Like, they were best friends. Like, OJ and Robert Kardashian were best of friends. Like, I read Kris Jenner's memoir, and the way she describes their relationship is like they were brothers. Like, they were, you know, those kids that are born stuck together and they have to go through. That's how they were. And so I think Robert, deep down, knew there was a big chance that OJ did it, but he had to be the friend that he is and actually do everything in his power to prove that OJ did not do it, although he knows he did it. And then he became sick with like the cancer he had, and like it just degenerated from there and he died. So I think that it contributed. I feel like he would have lived longer if it wasn't for this mess of a case.
I agree.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't seen the full interview, I have it. So send me a message on Facebook and I'll share the link with you.
Bam.
So that's it for Hot Topics. How are you doing on time?
We have 15 more minutes.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the relationship question from Out of the Box.
Let's do it.
Do you want to pick?
Yeah, relationship time. If the person, the relationship question, if the person you loved went missing, their bodies was never recovered, would you move on or devote your life to look for them? If you didn't move on, how long would you wait? Your loved one, yeah. So I for sure go after seeing where it is, what happened. I would look for whoever did this. I don't think I would have peace of mind until I actually get, the case solved. I think it's fair for that person as well. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself. It's almost like how girls want closure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know why girls want closure. Man's moved on, but another shot's been thrown. But
wait, they're talking about.
If the person you love went missing, their body was never recovered.
Yeah.
Would you move on or devote your life to look for them?
Okay.
If you did move on, how long would you wait? Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely dedicate my life to find out where that person is. Or like at least a heavy load of time. You know what I mean? Try to see what it is and day by day see if I can move on. You know, it all depends where you're at.
Yeah, I think, okay. So if I was in love with someone and they went missing and their body was never recovered. Okay, so I would obviously, like, for a while I would want to find the person. Like, I would do everything that I can to find the person. I would work with the cops, I would look for them, I would do everything that I could for a while, but after a while you realize, especially if you don't have the support you need from the police, you might decide I wouldn't give up, but I wouldn't, okay, 100% of my time devoted to finding you would lessen, but I would always keep you. How do you explain this? I would always like keep that person, like have some hope that they might come back because their body was just never recovered, right? So we don't know where they actually are. But I wouldn't devote my entire life to it because chances are they're probably dead, right? But how long I would wait before I moved on? Like, oh wow, like you're not gonna. I wouldn't get over it. Like, I'm not talking a year here. Like, it would take a few years for me to get over the fact that I was in love with this person. I have no idea what happened to them, and now like I'm just supposed to move on and love someone else. Like no. And honestly, even if I did fell in love with someone, it probably would not be the same kind of love, right? Because I have unanswered questions. I don't know if this person is alive. I don't know if they're dead. I don't know if they decided to just up and leave and live another life in a different country. I don't know if their body is in, water somewhere. I don't know what happened. So, if that person magically came back one day, I would drop the person I was with and go back. I would drop you like a sack of rice and I would go back. Real quick. That's a sad question.
I know, can we not?
That's a sad question, especially coincidentally with that kid Ariel in Montreal. It's very, very sad that he's been missing. It's been a week or two now that he's been missing, and his family has to live with the one video that they have of his feet, walking, and then you can see him, he's turning, because most likely someone's calling his name, and then walking away. Hopefully they do find him. I hope for the family he's alive, but you know what they say, 48, 48 or 72?
48, yeah.
The chances that the person's alive lessens after that. But yeah, and I forgot to say, so to go back to OJ, he's the one that gets flop star of the week because of the lost confession and because he's not okay with Colin Kaepernick and the whole kneeling situation. So
What?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
What did he say?
He said that Colin Kaepernick is basically stupid. Like, he's disrespecting the flag. The first time was fine, but he kept doing it and he's disrespecting the flag and it's not cool.
It's not about the flag. It's not about the flag, you idiot. OJ is an idiot. He's an idiot. Like, we're talking about the same guy. Yo, I'm not black, I'm OJ. What the flip does that mean, bro? So, like, I hate when people, like, the man said why he is kneeling. He is kneeling because of police brutality in the black community. When did he say I don't like America? I swear to God, patriotism is a great form of racism. A lot of y'all are gonna say I'm patriotic, so you know why he's doing it. Why are you mad? To all my American people out there, he said why he's kneeling. If somebody's telling you why he's doing something, why are you mad? He explained it to you. You're still mad. But no, my dad and went to the did he just not tell you because of police brutality? That's why he's doing it, Pam. Come on. OJ, listen, like OJ Manning to me, I swear to God, what was his number 32? My brother will never wear that number. Playing sports. Forget about this dude. I'm not a fan. Maybe my mom is gonna think differently about it because OJ is God to a lot of people. OJ to like my parents, they're like the first Michael Jordan. The first black guy that was around white people.
Also, before our time runs out, before we come back with the Northeast Spot Contest reminder, Aaron Hernandez. There's a 2-part series tonight and tomorrow. Apparently, he had an affair with a man.
Yeah, they talk
about that.
Apparently, he had an affair with a man, and they're saying that he couldn't live with that. And they also said that he might have suffered from CTE, and the fact that he couldn't live with the fact that he may have slept with a man. Anyways, they're saying that could be why they said that the man he killed may have known that he did that, and so that's why he killed him, so he would die with a secret.
Oh shit, was that deep?
That's what they said. But it's tonight and tomorrow. I don't have Oxygen because Oxygen is not on a Canadian network, but I mean, for anyone who can watch it for me please and give me the tea after. So we're going to take a small break and we're going to come back with the Nerdy Spa Contest reminder. And we're back with the last segment for today. So before we get into the Nerdy Spa contest. Wow, I knew I was saying something wrong. The Nerdy Spa contest. So we were supposed to have a guest today with us, but that guest is unable. It's a little hard for them, schedule-wise. So we accommodated them and we pre-recorded the episode for you, which will drop tonight with the podcast. You might remember Vlad Jean-Gilles that came by the Power Circle during the summer. Same episode with Jeff Sandin. And he's a movie critic, so he critiques movies, what a cool job to have. You go to the movies and then all you have to do is analyze everything and say what you like and what you didn't like. And well, it's probably more than that, obviously. He went to the Oscars.
Yes, he did.
Vlad went to the Oscars and he basically talked about his experience on yesterday's pre-recorded segment. So we're going to release that with the podcast tonight. So we hope that you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Yes.
From like stepping on the plane to like all his stay in LA. So it's a conversation.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's an hour. It's like an hour, like a good hour and a bit of him talking about what he liked and what he didn't like and what the experience was like and what he saw and that kind of stuff. It's a really, really good episode. So we hope that you guys will listen to it.
Yeah.
So we, as you know, for a while now, we've had this concert going on. Why do I want to say concert? We have this contest going on for the Nordique Spa. So if anyone's never been, it's your chance to participate because you might win. Although there's a lot of people who participated, so your chances are minimized. But basically, we posted it on Instagram and Facebook. So you have to find the original contest post on Facebook. You have to like it. You have to like our page, also Power Circle Auto on Facebook. You have to comment on the original post who you take with you. You have to share the post on Facebook. On Instagram, you have to find the original post. You have to like the post, and you have to comment who you take with you to the Nordique Spa. Last time I checked, there was about almost 60 people. So your chances are low, guys. But good luck, and in advance, congratulations to the person who wins. There's still a bit to go time-wise. It ends in April, sometime in the April 28th.
Yeah, April 28th.
It ends April 28th, so there's a lot of time, almost a month left, or a little over a month left. So go do that, participate. Thank you to those who have participated. It's so much fun to see everyone commenting. I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who's gonna win.
Yes, and so that's the end of our episode.
Yes.
I am wearing a reigning champ shirt from Vancouver.
Okay.
It's Vancouver made. Shout out to, it was an Asian guy and a white girl. You guys were good.
I forgot their name.
Was it Justin?
I think it was Justin.
I swear
Yeah,
his
but I
name was
don't
Justin.
remember the girl's name.
I don't
No,
remember.
I think it was Justin.
Yeah. So Reigning Champ is a Vancouver-made company. They make it's like luxury sweats.
Yeah.
Almost.
Basically.
Like,
Yeah.
literally, that's what it is. Like, I'm wearing the t-shirt, but like my sister got a crew neck. It's really nice. The crew neck was like $160.
Gosh, damn.
Like, it's expensive, isn't it? It's expensive. Like, I swear we walked in, it was like 4 black people, and they're probably like, they're not gonna buy anything, but we did. But they were really nice. They have 2 stores in Vancouver, I think, and then they have one in LA, one in Toronto.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they're doing big things, so shout out to them. I really like the shirt, it's comfortable. And when I go back to Vancouver, because I'm going to go back next summer, I'm going back with more money. So Rain Shop, I'm coming for you. Do you have any shout outs?
Big shout outs to, you know,
The cop that didn't arrest you
the
today.
cop. Shout out to my mom, shout out to Power Circle fans, shout out to all our listeners around the world. Make sure to subscribe, check us out on all our media platforms, Power Circle, everything. And we're gonna keep doing this thing. And big shout out to South Korea. Oh, I'm gonna be listening to some K-pop for the first time tonight live.
I thought you already did this as a
You
kid.
know, like live. You know?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, see you next Saturday.